Alrighty, hello everybody and welcome into another week of the SFA, and we are in week 12. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody who is celebrating this week, and we've got a banger of a stream. How about Texas going down, the number 6 team in the country? They controlled their own destiny to the SEC championship, and now that makes our Oklahoma-Texas A&M game a heck of a lot more important a little bit later on. But if you don't know what this is, it is a online dynasty ran entirely through Discord, Twitch, and YouTube. It's called the SFA. You can join, you can claim a team, you can set your depth charts, set your playbooks, hire coordinators, but most importantly, you can recruit and make your team better. And we also have a ton of server games like fantasy football and a fully functional sportsbook to help with recruiting rewards as well. So it's a really fun time. If you want to join, links are in any of our descriptions. And we are affiliated with Twitch, so if you want to drop a Twitch Prime sub or just a regular sub to support the channel, all the revenue does go back to you guys in the form of a national championship trophy and care package. All right, so you guys can hear me. Let's go. It's going to be a banger here. All right, so let's get the graphic off the screen. And before we get started, we got to talk to our friends over at Home Field. They are a great partner of ours. We just finished the Secret Santa, and Sved was the first coach to get his t-shirt. You can check it out in the Off Topic channel earlier today. But you can use code SFA on anything in the shop. Once per email, you get 15% off. But they also have a Black Friday sale going on, so code Black Friday, and you get 20% off across the whole store. If you use our code in the commands, just do exclamation point home field, then you can get a direct link that also supports the channel. But yeah, let's get on into it. And yeah, that Texas loss really changes a lot of importance today. Oh, thanks Carson for the follow. And on IG, go check out his Instagram. But yeah, man, we got a big game today. We're gonna start in the group of 5. With Fresno State and North Texas. Now, if you don't know how BearCave works, the 10 best games of the week, we go through live, and if it's close at the end, we will watch the ending. Roll Tide, oh no. That is not the way to come in here, man. Oh goodness. All right, anyways, we got Fresno State and North Texas first, so D-Sleep or the new Fresno State coach, I believe his name is Storm. Whoever's in here, heads or tails, kick or receive. This is a nice little out-of-conference matchup this late into the season. Welcome in, Flame. And this is a really even match. A lot of SFA players on both sides. Both these teams have an outside chance of getting to the New Orleans Bowl, which is the best G5 bowl. I'm going to go with D-Sleep because he's been here longer, but I don't see him in chat. And we are off for week 12 BearCave. Let's go. I'm hyped. And just so you guys know, over Thanksgiving, we are going 1 day longer than usual. So the next game day, instead of being regularly scheduled on Saturday, it's going to be on Sunday evening. Hopefully, though, we will be able to still be able to post all throughout the holiday. Try to do my best. All right, here we go. D-Sleep and Fresno State. Fresno State, if there is some chaos, may have an outside chance at being considered for the college football playoff, but as of right now, they are on the outside looking in. No, Florida man. Watch party will be Sunday, be right before all the games are posted. Yeah, I'm literally jumping on a plane tomorrow, so I will not be available. All right, Fresno State, North Texas, Apogee Stadium. We were just here for watch party a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, luckily there'll be NFL if you like watching Sissy League football. All right, so as always, if the coach is not here, we are going to kick it. And here we go, folks. Week 12 underway, and North Texas starts out the bang. Chadley Brown not doing much for Fresno State there in the first quarter. I'm not sure why this coach changed it to an all-running team, but, you know, I can't control you guys. But, hey, they battling in it. 14-14 at the half. Here we go. And North Texas comes up empty there in the red zone a couple of times. They finally bang one through, and there you go. 10-point lead. And now we go one possession at a time. It was a long run from Twiggs. And remember, we'll only jump in if it's still one score. But D-Sleep is giving them the business here today. 31-14. I don't think this one is going anywhere. And that is going to be the game, folks. A massive out-of-conference win for North Texas, who's already going bowling, but Taquan Twiggs putting the team on his back, getting 4 touchdowns for the SFA player. Exactly, no fun league is right. Tony Martin, game manager type of a day, not even a good one. It was just all Taquan Twiggs all day long, 5.5. Here's how the defense looked. Kyle Brookins not doing much. And then Chadley Brown, how did he do for Fresno State? Oof, the freshman, 38% completion percentage. That's not going to get it done. Tyrone Ross had a career day last week. This week is just meh. Very rough day here for the Bulldogs, who've now lost 2 of 3. All right, as always, I got to get my game screenshot here, so we always pause for a second. I'd rather just strip Mike of his coins and ban him from the sports book. Welcome in, it's just James. Glad to have you here. And before we get into something else, I saw something that I don't know if you guys saw yet. Obviously, we saw the upset, but we'll have to confirm it. But I believe that this receiver from SMU just broke some sort of record, 488 yards in one game receiving. 488. That has to break Doge's record. I think it was like 431. Absolutely toasted him. So that's just a cool little snippet that I saw while simming the games. There'll probably be an Instagram post later this week. But now we're going to a massive game here for Central Michigan. And this is obviously every game is a must win, right? But Central Michigan, they're the only one-loss group of 5 team left, right behind the undefeated Cincinnati. And if Cincinnati trips up here once or twice and the Chippewas get a quality win here over the two-loss Raging Cajuns, they might be the team in the playoff. So McNasty, if you're here, kick or receive. We are into the second game already. Hopefully we get some highlights. We've had a couple BearCaves in a row that we haven't really had a lot of close games. So I'm hoping to get some gameplay here today. Obviously we've had a few spectacular game days though. Yes sir. We love the chips here. Coached by a longtime coach McNasty, who a couple of weeks ago against MSU suffered his first career loss with the Chippewas. Raging Cajuns, former really good SFA team, have fallen off a little bit. Still only 2 losses, though. You can see the Chips at home. Last time we saw them, they got destroyed by Michigan State. All right, so they chose to receive. So getting aggressive here on the road for the Cajuns. And the first quarter, here we go. The Chips, no, Louisiana's the first to score. Remember, Chips definitely play defense first. So, man, already giving up 2 touchdowns is uncharacteristic. It's up to 27 here in the first half. 27-6. This is exactly what those G5 teams needed. They needed the Chips to fall. They have a terrible strength of schedule, so this is one of the harder games that they're facing. But can they battle back? It's only a 2-possession game here. We're going to go 1 possession at a time. Can the Chips get a touchdown? It doesn't look like it. So Louisiana, there they go. That's going to be the game. 3 scores now. And this is a big-time upset. I mean, they get a touchdown there. It's still not over, but definitely unlikely as Moss just ends the game. There you go. 13-point loss here for the Chips at home. Oof. He's right. Odom, Cotini, and then it was just Shea Nacho, SFA player, got involved, and that was pretty much it. So the Chips fall to 8-2 now. Wykel Summers, not a good day. Only 42% completion. No turnovers, though, but they couldn't get that running game going, which is what they're so known for. And the defense, I'm not quite sure what happened with them here today. I mean, Dwayne Johnson was doing his thing. But everybody else was just kind of meh. Cotini went 2 for 3. Not a good day for the Chippewas as Brooks White, the replacement for Flynn Saunders, 4 touchdowns. Ben Moss ran it. A lot of people touched the ball here on this offense. And on defense, Bobby Chalk got a deflection. Ndamukong Suh, tackle for loss. And that will do it. All right. 2 games in, and we already have some interesting results as we had North Texas win outright, and we had the Raging Cajuns cover. All right, CMU won. And in that first game, I forgot about the over-under lines. I know this one just went the over hit for CMU. And Louisiana, as far as the Fresno State one, let's check for you guys real quick just to make sure those of you guys following along with your bets. Where are they? Am I dumb? Yeah, here it is. So 45 is not going to do it. So the under hit that one. All right, next up is we got a little in-state action. I was itching for more Irons Brothers gameplay. So here we are, Coach Airborne of Troy. If you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. We got CJ Irons last week. We had to get some EJ Irons this time. So let's just take a look. Alabama only a 3-point win against Toledo last week. So Alabama, this might be a maybe a look-ahead game. They're looking ahead to Georgia and Oklahoma at the end of the season. Maybe they're not taking Troy really seriously today. And if you are betting on this game, it's a 14-point favorite for the Crimson Tide and an over-under of 56.5. You went tails. Do you want kick or receive? Here we go. Can they get the upset against the hated in-state rival, the Rammer Jammer? Alabama is so good when we watch them live. See how they fare on BearCave. Bryant-Denny Stadium, here we go. I mean, we just had a Texas upset to LSU, you know, anything is possible. All right, so he said tails and kick, here we go. Question is that quarterback playing this week? All right. So first quarter and a quick touchdown for Alabama, a quick touchdown, but Troy staying in it. Remember, they have one of the nation's leading rushers, Hephaestus Ames, brother of a national champion, Apollo Ames. Down only 2 possessions here in the second quarter. They extend it to 3. Oh, it's getting ugly here. 31-7. Can Troy do anything? All right, a quick score. Another quick. Oh, my God. Troy is right back in it. What a third quarter. It was 31-7 at the break, and now they're down 10. All right, things are getting a little chippy here, and Alabama re-extends the lead. Let's go one play at a time. Not sure what Troy did in that third quarter, but they need to replicate it fast. And Alabama is going to add to the lead. So there was a scare, but they, I guess they fixed it. I'm not sure quite what happened, but another quick score now for Troy. It's still 2 scores, though. Actually, might be a little bit more than 2 scores. And just go one play at a time. Can they get us touchdown? Interception by Jimmy Don Willie, the SFA player, and Alabama survives at home. That was pretty close, as it is an Alabama cover. So obviously Ames got a big run there, but Anthony Sharp, and then Troy, they got a fumble recovery and Ames run. You know, 2 quick scores, and then just Cox ended it. That was interesting. All right, Mark Green, 2, and you can't throw 3 interceptions against Alabama and get it done. Hephaestus Ames, 2 rushing TDs and a receiving TD. E.J. Irons, 6 touchdowns thrown. Tyrone Cox, not really all that great of a day, but didn't really need to do much. And 4 touchdowns for Anthony Sharp. Big-time game for him, the #1 receiver. Doc Buckley, SFA player, double-digit pancakes. And a lot of sacks. Interception for Jimmy Don. All right, let him cook. There he went through Troy. Hey, that's all you can ask for year 1 is getting bowl eligible, especially in the G5. All right, now, all right, here we go. Big one now. I forgot that this BearCave gets real quick. We've got the battle in the AAC, and there's a 3-headed monster out here in the north, and Rutgers already won. They're all undefeated, so now we're going to see the other 2 undefeateds, including Cincinnati, who, with that CMU the CMU loss, is now head and shoulders above the rest of the G5 field. So if they can just win out, it's the G5 bid is theirs. Army, Coach MZ, if you're here, let me know, heads or tails, kick or receive. And this is a 6.5-point favorite for the Bearcats at home, and an over-under of 59.5. That last game definitely hit the over. So we'll see. Army got embarrassed by Air Force a while ago. It's funny how Air Force is so bad this year, but they won the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. They they domed Army, and then they beat Navy later on. One of the best passers in the country, Joe Broussard, the lefty. And I don't know what they feed those kids in Cincinnati. It might be the Skyline chili, but those quarterbacks, man, they always have a dog. I don't know, man. I think Rutgers is the harder opponent out of the two. It's just going to come down to if Cincinnati can't handle the triple option. I wouldn't think that, Mills, that... I thought you'd be a Skyline Chili supporter since you're a Bengals fan. Interesting. All right, as always, heads and kick if you are not here for your game. And Cincinnati will get the ball first here at home. Their biggest game of the season by far with their cupcake schedule. And Army gets on the board first with a field goal. It's going to be a defensive fist fight. Army, field goals, that's what they like to do. Quick touchdown, and now Cincinnati floodgates are open. We've got a ball game here. Halftime only up by 1 point. And Army kicks a field goal, and they extend the lead to 2 scores here into fourth quarter. Can Army do it? Oh, man, we are witnessing one of the bigger upsets we've seen. Cincinnati, can they battle back? Oh, punch it in. There they go. 3 minutes left. Army has the ball. And it's a 3-and-out. Cincinnati's going to get the ball here. And it's a touchdown! A 69-yard pass. Joe Broussard is on another level. Remember, when the game is close, we don't jump in till the 2-minute mark in the regular season. So now we've got to see what Army can do. Can they battle back now down 5? They 2 minutes ago had a 9-point lead. So they're rushing to the line here. Obviously still run that triple option offense. They're going to hand it to the up back. And remember, Ruddy Rogers is out for the season. So J.J. Rogers, the fullback, getting increased workload. Julian Kemp, the quarterback here. Dumps that one off, and it's going to be 3rd and short. Clock still running. They have 3 timeouts. Clock really not an issue. Can Cincinnati survive? Come out in shotgun here. 3rd and 2. They're going to hand it off to the fullback. And depending on the spot, they're going to give them forward progress. So Army gets a fresh set of downs here. 46 yards away from winning this game. They're hurrying it up. Switching the play here. Kemp. He's going to take off, and he's sacked. You cannot let Julian Kemp escape. And Julian Williams, his 6th TFL. Have yourself a day, big fella. 2nd and 10 now, that right side, man. They're in zone. Flipping the play. They're still going to run it. They're staying true to themselves, and they get a big broken tackle, and that was almost broke. J.J. Rogers just 1 tackle away from housing that one. We've got a minute left. 3rd and inches. Just under 50%. They're stacking the box on both sides. Who wants it more? Army. They're going to throw it. They bring a blitz in. It's complete. That's TJ Sanderson, the SFA player. A massive catch. His 5th of the day. And they're in business. They're at the 25. Trying to take down number 11. Julian Kemp making moves. Running to the line. 54 seconds left. He floats it. And that's out of bounds. 1 timeout left, 51 seconds here. Is Army capable of doing it? Remember, you don't want to leave too much time for Cincy, and they're coming out empty. Watch the QB draw. Kemp, he's just going to dump that off. TJ Sanderson again, and he goes down in bounds. So clock is ticking now, 3rd and 1. Tick, tick, tick. They got to run it back to the line. They're empty again. Watch that QB draw. Kemp over the middle, and it's a dragon. They're going to get another first down here inside the 10. Cincinnati desperately needs a stop now. Empty once more. First and goal. Under 30 seconds, Julian Kemp. He drops back, floats it in. Sanderson catches it, but they didn't get in. They got to run to the line now. Under 20 seconds to win it. Julian Kemp over the middle. And it's dropped! The tight end drops it over the middle. That was the game winner. Third and goal. The upset of the season in the G5 on the line. They're going to hand it off. And he goes outside and he rolls in. Touchdown, Army. Holy Toledo, they're going for 2. And he floats it out, and they get it! A 3-point lead here for Army on the road. What a drive! Holy smokes, just give me a second here, folks. Gee, Louise. So they're going to kick it deep now since he has all timeouts and one of the best passers in the country. But 12 seconds is a tall task. You got to get a nice return here. And they're going to have about 2 plays. Eight seconds left here. Joe Broussard, the lefty. What can Cincinnati do? The G5 is... the chaos is happening. Broussard, only a 3-man rush. He has the time, just dumps that one off. And he gets out of bounds, gets down there in yam range. To remain undefeated. 58 yards. Since he drops back, 3-man rush. Broussard has time. He yams it deep down the middle, and it's intercepted! Army completes the upset! Down goes number 11! And the G5 race is wide open! Losses to Central Michigan. Losses for Cincinnati. Who is going to get that 6th automatic bid? And the entire city of Greenville, North Carolina, breathing a sigh of relief as Cincinnati's playoff hopes are a lot lower. Remember, as a G5 team, you only get that auto bid if you win your conference. Now Army, they'd have to lose the next 2. And then where do you put Rutgers in this whole little cluster? Oh man, this G5 race is gonna be wild coming down in the end. Army just did what they do, man. They have a really good quarterback. They just ran it. Julian Kemp, he did throw it 41 times, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and running the ball. Jabari Manning, we didn't really see any of him. It's more Rodgers, so maybe Manning had an injury or something, but the fullback got it done. And how about TJ Sanderson? He was massive on that drive. 2 touchdowns for the freshman. And on defense, they did get a pick at the end. Obviously, Kenzo Carter as well, SFA player. Some great players on this team. Joe Broussard now, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Obviously, on the Hail Mary, doesn't really do much. Baldwin had 2. Edwards had that critical one to give him the lead late, but the defense just couldn't hold. As Julian Williams, White, Oof. The only way the 6th auto bid frees up at this point is if we don't rank a 6th champion. So how we're gonna do it is it's the 6 top ranked champs, and if there's only 5 ranked champs, then that's what we'll go with. So you gotta realize that it's gonna be pretty difficult to not rank a G5 champion, right? So likely they're in. And there's still some good teams, and Cincinnati, I mean, they are only a 1 loss at this point, but yeah, there's still a lot of football to be played. But definitely worst case scenario for a group of 5 truthers this week. The 2 top teams going down. At least Cincy's was close, but oof. The ECU fans are hyped. And speaking of ECU, it's time. It is time for the Tar Heels to take on the Pirates in the quest for number 100. Sirilaxis Bryo versus me. And let's get a prediction going. And we're going to do Vanilla Vic rushing yards. Are we going to do over 149.5? Or are we going to do under 149.5? Actually, he's been getting his carries kind of yoinked from him by Christian Richards, so we'll do 124. All right, get your Bob and Us ready. Vanilla Vic, the ECU running back. Is he going to go over 124.5 or under 124.5? Yeah, if I didn't have Christian Richard, it used to be 149. All right, Sirilaxis Bryo, as always, going with the away team. Let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Yeah, so this game is a 12.5 point favorite for East Carolina, the number 1 team in the country, and over under 53.5. We'll have to see. Yeah, the game day last week definitely, but you've got ECU though, who is like the best defense in the country on paper, so that's why I went down to 53.5. But yeah, I mean, they have a 99 overall quarterback. I expect this to be a dogfight. Regardless of the outcome of this game, ECU has locked up the division. So at least I don't have to sweat that. But I would like to have the undefeated season. It'd be nice. But I always drop one regular season game at some point. Unfortunately, normally it's at the beginning of the year. So we'll see if it's at the end of the year this year. If I win this game, I only face Tribe. So yeah, UNC had a great game last week, but maybe they're it's like coming off of an emotional loss, you know. They got knocked out of the top 25. But a win today for North Carolina. If you're talking 9-3 teams getting into the playoff, this would be a massive win. You got to have that signature win, and win over number 1 is the best you could possibly do. Yeah, Clemson, yeah. But we'll see. Dowdy Ficklin Stadium going crazy. The Boneyard. Come on, boys. So I don't see Sirilaxis Bryo, so it's heads and kick per usual. And here we go. Come on, ECU, baby. We've struggled, at least in the first half, on BearCave this season. The second half is when we tend to pull away, and nothing doing in the first quarter for us. We're down 7. Can we battle back? We miss an extra point. Of course we do. That's what we do normally. And ECU can't score. So going into the third quarter, man, we're losing. This is not good. Christian Richard, your Heisman campaign is on the line. What are we doing? Why can't we score? No, this is a disaster. And they score, of course. Here we go. Here's the ECU loss. We all know it's coming. I don't know. Why can't we score? Here we go. Can we please? Are we going to at least kick a field goal? No, we go for it and we suck. What are we doing here, folks? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Can we get a stop? Best defense in the country? Stanky leg? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So they're going for 2 here. Try to make it a 3-point game. ECU, we haven't seen him since week 1 gameplay-wise. Christian Richard taking off, and he doesn't get it! Richard, I hate you. Heisman, what? Get this man off my screen! It won't tell you, really, but yeah, there are sim injuries. All right, onside kick here. Can we recover it? And it's recovered by UNC, and they get a nice return. 3 timeouts. We got to get a stop. Here we go at 35. Come on, defense. Let's see what you can do. Josh Harris in the backfield. We saw this team. Stanky Leg is one of my favorite SFA players. Yeah, I'm toast on game day. You actually thought we'd ever stop the run on a game day? Despite having the best SFA players in the country. All SFA players. And ECU suffers their first loss of the season. I'm not going to get to see number 100 today. Because Stanky Leg is just the best player we've ever seen. What am I watching? Who the fuck showed up? Is this season 5, East Carolina? God. This stupid. First and goal. And Stanky Leg, wide open hole. Can we get a fumble? No, of course not. Down 5 here, and then there's going to be some dumb play that gets me hyped and feel like we have a chance. And victory formation. All right. Maybe we can get the ball back with like 14 seconds left, and it's only, what is this, a 5-point game? So down 8. We might get a chance here if they just take a couple of knees. Well, luckily, it doesn't impact my ACC championship, and it also doesn't really impact my chance at the playoff. So I'm not really stressed. Because it doesn't impact anything. I don't know what there's nothing to be stressed about. As Stanky Leg stiffies the fuck out of me for a touchdown. Oh my god. You know what? Good for UNC. They needed a win after getting smoked by CJ Irons. I'm glad it's Stiffy. Or I'm glad it's Stanky Leg. A loss at home. How about that? So number 1 and number 6 are going to go down today. So we're down to 2 undefeateds at this point. We just had Cincy go down. Now we have East Carolina. So it's now down to Clemson and Michigan. We'll see Michigan here a little bit later. Clemson, of course, did win. So we're down 12. And I don't know why I'm watching this. I should be simming this. So, can we get a score? No. Interception from Christian Richard. Get him off of the Heisman race, dude. Fuck that guy. My god, dude. The most unclutch player I've ever seen. Stanky Leg just runs it straight down my throat. And UNC gets a massive victory. Unbelievable. It's alright. There's always a regular season loss for me. I'm just notorious for it. Knew it was coming. I'm glad it was when it didn't matter. We'll take it. If you're going to lose one, I'll lose it there. Fortunate win number 100 will have to wait. Been through the ringer before. I know how this shit works. You gotta hit your bets. So you gotta submit bets on the game lines, and then if they hit, then we'll pay them out. Vic Ling. A lot of work to do before the playoffs, man. But it's not even like UNC is that bad of a team. Their only true loss this season was to Coastal on game day. The other 2 losses because they didn't have the starting quarterback. So it's not like they're too bad of a team. So 7-3, that's another signature win. It's a big win. And all right, here the line was 124.5, and Vanilovic only gets 84 because he is trash. So pay out the under here. Horrible offense. What are you doing? Defense held him 24. That should be enough in an ACC game, but we didn't force any extracurriculars. Missed our only field goal. I don't understand it. This team is just always lays an egg at some point. Hopefully that's the only point they do it this year. Get us back to the sim. Fuck. I'm the Tennessee of BearCave games. That's what I'm gonna go with. Game day, I'm fine. Ish. Sim, I'm godly. I never lose in the sim. But BearCave, I lose about 50%. At the very, very least. Cryo, subscribe. Let's go. Sorry I missed it while I was complaining. Hype, hype, hype. The answer to your question is yes, as long as I'm competitive with Clemson. All right, so next up is we're going to the Patreon game. So it's Florida State taking on Buffalo, and let's complete the circle of sucky. We got Cincinnati losing, a lower team. We got me losing. And now you know what? Let's let Penn lose. Everybody enjoys a Buffalo loss, right? Especially after I just got fucked by the game. So Florida State coming into this game is a 4.5 point dog. So Buffalo's the favorite. We got an over-under 55.5. So let's see what happens. Florida State, heads or tails, kick or receive. Very even on paper here. Nick, my power's so high in the SFAF, I'll probably still compete with you there. Miami's terrible. Everybody enjoys a Buffalo loss. Everyone, I mean me, the one spreading the propaganda. All right, so let's see what happens. Craziness in the ACC this week. Obviously, the ACC is already pretty much wrapped up, as it will be Clemson and East Carolina. But, nevertheless, still a lot on the line, including, obviously, it's Jackie Moon versus Penn, and bowl spots or all that jazz. Especially when we got this many users now, you need every win you can get. 6-6 may not get you a bowl game at this point as a user. I dick ride the teams that I like SFA players that aren't ECU. And tails and kick. All right, that's what we do. And I love Chad Blunt. That's why it's hard to get mad at Stanky Leg. You can never get mad at Stanky Leg. All right, here we go. Like, if Stanky Leg's going to beat me, I guess I'll take it. All right, here we go. Florida State. Buffalo takes the lead. All right, we got a good one burning here. And I also feel bad for SFU or FSU. They've had some tough losses, obviously to Clemson last year, right? But we've got a good one burning at the half. Only a 3-point lead here for the Bulls. Can Florida State, man, they just aren't scoring. Where's De'Erico Claxton? And Buffalo takes a 2-score lead. And, hey, they got the touchdown. We're going to go one possession at a time now. This is a long one, and they only get a field goal. So, what is that, a 9-point lead? So, still 2 scores. We can't jump in. And they got a first down to Buggy Gumption. That was massive. And they do get the touchdown to Amon-Ra Leuha, the SFA player. All right, we got another good one coming down to the wire, folks. Love seeing a lot of gameplay on BearCave. So we'll see. We're coming down to that point. We're going to jump in here. 2nd and 1. And, all right, let's get into it. Buffalo has the ball. We've got 3 timeouts for FSU. Can they do it? They've got to get a stop on the ground. And Dale Shivers to the outside, and he goes out of bounds. So maybe not the best idea there. Young player making a mistake, saving Florida State a timeout. 2nd and 5. Only up by 2. Handoff again to Shivers. He's pushing forward, and he gets the first, so it doesn't even really matter. Running behind one of the best lines out there in terms of SFA players. First and 10, handoff, and there goes Hill, and he doesn't ever get vertical, so 0 yards. One more first down will win this game here for Buffalo at home. 2nd and 10, another handoff to Dale Shivers. He goes down in the backfield. We're right at the line. And there's the last timeout here for Florida State. So they still need a field goal, but they have a chance if they get a stop here. Buffalo hasn't been great on 3rd down today. Will they throw it here? Watch Tyrell at the bottom. No, they're just going to run it. Can they get out there? Cody Stallone! And Cody Stallone, he's the hometown kid here in Buffalo. He makes the big play to save the drive, with Ja'Cory Williams helping him out. And 4th down incoming. So they're going to have about 30 seconds left. No timeouts, needing a field goal. Attempted to kill McBurnfinger. All right, here we go. 4th and 8. Here's the punt. Are they going to return it? No, it's going to bounce into the end zone. So 28 seconds on the clock here for Scott Hill and De'Erico Claxton. This is a Florida State team with a lot of potential, but they have struggled so mightily throughout the last couple of seasons to do anything clutch. They are Captain Unclutch. Just think of the opposite of Russell Wilson. So can they erase that mantra tonight? Over the middle, they started out. That's going to be a first down. A big-time catch there. Antoine Reed. Remember, big players to watch. You've got top of your screen, Amon-Ra Leuha, and then tight end, if he's out there, is going to be Buggy Gumption, the SFA player. Down 19 seconds, though. De'Erico, he has a clean pocket, but dumping that off isn't going to help you out. You got to hurry to the line now. Under 15 seconds left. This might be the final play of the game. You got to hurry. And they are going to spike it, so 1 play left, so no chance at a field goal unless you get a lucky offensive pass interference call or defensive pass interference. 3rd and 6. See how far De'Erico can throw it. 65 yards away to achieve bowl eligibility for the Seminoles. And he doesn't even get it off. De'Erico Claxton goes down. Jeremy Everett takes him down. Buffalo gets another big win as they improve to 7-3 on the year. Sean Hill gets another win. Man, Jackie Moon once again on the losing side of a very close game. And now the first half of BearCave is over. We still got a lot to go through as we approach the hour mark here. It was very low scoring and then suddenly kind of popped off, and SFA players came up clutch, but not clutch enough, unfortunately, for the Seminoles. Jericho Claxton is only a sophomore, though, only getting better. Sky Hill, the redshirt senior, you will have to figure out something at running back. Buggy Gumption, the leading receiver, you love to see that. Monroe Leuha trying his best. And on the defensive side, Scott Bowman, just no sacks or extracurriculars. You can't do that against this Buffalo defense. You got to get some additional possessions or whatnot, right? So Buffalo, you got Sean Hill, 257, 2 touchdowns. Dale Shivers, one of his lower averages on the season. Receiving, touchdown for Tyrell. Eric Decker, only 1 catch. 8 pancakes for Wong. Thrash Daniels leading the way. You got Zach here. Pick for Ray McNeil. And that is pretty much it. First 2 was North Texas blowout. And then a Louisiana win, cover. Let me get my players of the game here. All right, so now as we head into the right side of the graphic, we are going to Arkansas, baby. And while Ole Miss has kind of stumbled off, this is a massive game for Arkansas, a team that has been disrespected in the polls all season, and rightfully so. They really haven't played anybody of substance other than Baylor, and that's their one loss. So this is a big chance here for Ole Miss for Arkansas to show everybody they are for real. So Arkansas coach, I don't think you're going to be here, but Stanford ain't losing, Dogwater. That game's coming a little bit later. Yeah, we got Matt Ryan taking on Arkansas and Brad Thornton. They're right now. They're gonna it's with Nebraska losing. Now it's down to Iowa State or Arkansas on who is gonna face TCU with a playoff chance on the line. That's why we're going to see either Arkansas, TCU, or Iowa State in the playoff this year. So we'll see if Arkansas can clutch up. They're at home, and I just saw the movie Greater. I don't know how old it is or whatnot. I think it's newer, but it's about the walk-on Bullsworth or whatever his name is. It was a pretty good movie, so I'd recommend that to you guys who like football movies. And I'm a person who almost never watches movies ever, so take that with a grain of salt. It's probably trash, but you know. Yeah, so Ole Miss is a CPU team, and Arkansas is ran by a new user, kind of like you, so not too sure how active he is or is going to be. But as always, I kick when they are not here in stream. All right, so number 15, Arkansas. Can they do something? Ole Miss scores first, and they go up 2 scores immediately. Oh boy, not a good start for Woo Pig Sooie, as they are a 5-point favorite, and the over-under is 57.5. Can Arkansas battle back here? Got to put something up. I mean, 3 points, I guess we'll take it. You got to score before half. No, Ole Miss scores before half. So an upset here, upset BearCave today. Arkansas can't score. What is happening today? Oh, jeez. 35-6. Arkansas is getting plastered at home. Ole Miss chose violence today. 38-6. Down goes Arkansas. Oh, boy. So 38-6 now. Yeah, anybody I've put into the transfer portal is a forced transfer. So Nate Robinson redemption game here for Ole Miss. Holy smokes, as Arkansas got domed and Brad Thornton didn't do anything. Why couldn't Ole Miss? They like were playing like they were last season. Just a completely out of the blue just smoke job out here. Just absolutely getting killed. So Arkansas now, I mean, it doesn't really matter in terms of their playoff hopes. It just means now that an at-large bid is unlikely if they don't win the Big 12, which kind of the plan anyways. So Ronald Acuna doing his thing. And on defense, Kermit Scroat didn't do much. I mean, it was just a dominant game. So a ton of surprises here today. Ranked teams not doing too hot. We had North Texas win, who was an underdog. Louisiana was the favorite. Alabama won. Army won. UNC won. Buffalo almost lost. And then you got Ole Miss winning. Oh, man. Pray for Michigan. All right, now we're into the games that mean a ton for the playoff. Like, that game just meant, you know, is this team for real? We have a playoff committee, so it'll be me and a couple others of the longtime coaches, and we will get together and put out our rankings. But we're doing a 12-team playoff like they are next year using the same rules. So there's 6 auto bids, and then the other 6 we choose. And obviously, if your team comes in up, you don't get a say, but, you know, all that kind of stuff. But we're going to the Big Ten here, where these next 3 games are massive. We've got a fun game day today, but it doesn't really matter for the playoff. But Penn State is going on the road to Michigan. You think, how is this a playoff game? You know, because Penn State, this game is really for the division. Assuming, you know, whoever wins this game wins their other game against whatever crappy team they play. This is for the division. And Michigan is playing without their quarterback. Jason Gibbons is hurt, so it's going to be Justin Vinson. So let's see what they can do. Coach Wallfly, if you're here, heads or tails, kick or receive. But obviously the surprise of the season in Michigan, can they keep it rolling in a week where 2 of the other 3 undefeateds have gone down? Their defense has been incredible this season. Going to be a massive game. Depends on if you're an Arkansas fan, Mike. Not well. Ole Miss destroyed them, 32 points. But we're on to the big house. Michigan, can they make their first playoff since season 7, where they made it to the semifinals and fumbled it away? There's going to be some massive shakeups here in the rankings, and a battle for number 1. If Michigan wins, can they jump Clemson? So heads and kick as always. Remember the backup for Michigan, otherwise it would be a much bigger favorite. If you are betting on this game, it's a 6-point favorite for the Wolverines and over under a 54.5. First quarter and quick 3 for Michigan. But Penn State responds. And Michigan not looking great with their backup quarterback so far. But they're leaning on that defense, finding a way to get the lead. And we got a close one here as it is a touchdown for Penn State right before half. Oh, man, can Michigan battle back? Yes, they do, but another quick score. Penn State figuring out how to attack this defense with the transfers, Dudley Steele and Kenneth Shorts from the SEC, and they take a 2-score lead. Penn State, but Michigan comes back yet again. They got to find some defensive stops, and they get one. These games late in the year mean so much. Can they score before we jump in? Remember, we jump in around the 2-minute mark. And they score right before we jump in. So 31-31 with 2 minutes left. Here we go, folks. Get your popcorn out. Can Michigan survive at home? Penn State gets the kickoff. We're going to see Dudley Steele, the Tennessee transfer, and then Kenneth Shorts, the Georgia transfer. The SEC infiltrating the Big Ten. Can Penn State find a way? Remember, the winner of this division faces Minnesota, which quintessentially has been decided as the best one-loss team in the country. Little bunch formation, Dudley Steele. 1st and 10. Floats that out and taken down. This is our first gameplay we've seen this year of Michigan. And if you aren't familiar with their roster, they are one of those teams that loves picking up SFA in-game recruits. There's a plethora of them. They've got the middle linebacker, Cheeto, starting in the middle. So we'll see what they can do. 2nd and 8 here for Penn State. They are running a little bit of clock. Nice little pocket. Wide open man over the middle. Randall Gordon for 12. Clock is running. Dudley Steele, masterful job today. Would like that completion percentage a little bit higher, but I don't think he's complaining. Minute 20 left. Steele, another beautiful pocket. And Jordan Robinson gets 8 now. Michigan's got to find a way to get some sort of pressure as Cheeto gets his 11th tackle of the game. 2nd and 2. Clock is running. We're under a minute. No rush to speak of, and a dump off, and he stays in bounds. There's Kenneth Shorts. He was stuck as a return man for Georgia. Now he's making big-time plays here for Penn State. You love to see it. 51 seconds left. 3 timeouts for both teams. Empty. Dudley, he has time. He floats it out, and this time he's off the mark. That was his first bad pass of the drive. He was surgical so far. 48 seconds left. Still not in field goal range. You got to think they need at least like 10, 15 yards. 2nd and 10. Penn State blitzer. He dumps that off. And they push him out of bounds. Saving some time. But they're getting closer and closer. It's all about how is that kicker's leg at this point. 3rd and 3. They're telling them to bring the noise. Dudley Steele, corner blitz, and they get a first down and a lot more. That's a broken tackle down the sideline and inside the 15 for Penn State. What a play. They can taste the upset. Hand off to Kenneth Shorts up the middle. They're just trying to find the left hash as Michigan now has to burn the timeouts. Are we going to see 3 undefeateds go down in 1 week? Handoff to Shorts. Up the gut. He has room. Touchdown, Penn State. They take the lead here in the big house. Up 7. But the question becomes, they let him score, obviously. So is there too much time left? Michigan now with the backup. Now, if you're a fan of Michigan, at this point, you're probably happy the backup's in because he is much, much better deep ball thrower than the other guy was. So it's just his awareness is a little bit lower. So if they need a deep yam, Justin Vincent is the one you want to call. They got split backs. James draws in the backfield. 26 seconds left. They still got that one timeout. It's unlikely. He is a lefty over the middle, and that was off target. Dwayne Morales with the tip. Can Coach Wallfly put together a masterful performance here? He got hurt 2 weeks ago with some back spasms. The full story is on the Instagram. But he missed the Indiana game last week, and they just destroyed him. But now, obviously, this one we know he's missing. But he will be coming back next week. And Justin Vincent, can he put together a clutch win? They blitz him. They pick it up, and no, wait, he breaks the sack, and he finds his man. No, it's dropped. Oh, Vincent. He played hero ball. He had his man, but they couldn't hang on. What a drop. So now 4th and 3, game on the line here. They bring a blitz. He gets the first down, but they got to run up and spike this. Off the back foot, Justin Vincent flicked that thing, and come on, you gotta snap it. 1 second left. Holy cow. Another Hail Mary chance to send this game to overtime. He has the arm, but will he get the ball off? This is going to be 57 yards away. The undefeated Wolverines. And he throws it on the run, and it's short. Penn State completes the upset as they win 38-31, and they control their own destiny in the division. At 7-3, Michigan is now locked out of facing Minnesota in the Big Ten Championship. This is a upset Saturday for the ages, absolutely. And of course, it's on a week where I can't, spend time on, highlights or anything. PSU upset. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we've got 2 more games on this wild BearCave. And that game between Oklahoma and Texas A&M is now massive. Absolutely massive. Because winner of that game controls their own destiny. Now, there are obviously still scenarios for Penn State to choke, but they got it done on the road. A hype team preseason. Dudley Steele doing his thing as a sophomore transfer from Tennessee. Kenneth Short also 4.6 a carry. His only catch was a critical one. Defensively. So now all of a sudden, are we going to see a Penn State team in the playoff? Jeez, they have not been in a playoff since the sim matchup era. Justin Vincent the replacement, not the day you want to have at home. And running, they did okay, but they were down there for a little bit. Cheeto doing his thing. 2 sacks for Kurt Johnson. None of the other SFA players doing much. Brody Byron. And that is the game. Yeah, I'm still upset at Penn for breaking that streak. He just had to lose to Penn State. And yet still win national championship. So dumb. Alright. So PSU gets it done now. Alright, 2 games left here on BearCave. And it's Arizona State and the Cardinal. I'm not even going to attempt to explain to you the Pac-12 South right now. But basically the way it's shaped up at this point is Stanford clinches the division with a win tonight. If they don't win this game, if Stanford can't win this, then Utah, the 6-5 team, controls their own destiny. I can't. So Stanford can end Dogwater's dreams right now. Let's go. Come on, Stanford! Stanford's lost 2 in a row. They were 7-1 in the top 10. I don't think Stanford coaches here if you are a kick or receive. Number 16 versus number 18. With Washington clinching their division on the other side. Will it be Washington, Stanford, or will it be another team? You still have Utah, Arizona State, and Arizona all alive in this race, but it all rides on an Arizona State win here tonight. Actually, no, I think with the, I believe with Arizona beating USC, Arizona State is out. I believe. Hey, maybe that's all you need to be the GOAT at Stanford, right? All right, here we go. Can the Cardinal get back on track? These are 2 teams that have just put up random ducks throughout the season for no reason. 7-7 after the first quarter. 10-7 here for Arizona State. Come on, Stanford. What are you going to do? They tie it up in a quick touchdown for Arizona State. Winning on the road because, of course, they are. We all know Arizona State was going to win this game. 4th quarter, 17-17. And if you're... and this is the push game with an over-under of 58.5. I don't think we're going to quite get there, but... Game coming down to the wire. We're inside the 5-minute mark, and Stanford takes the lead. They're 3 minutes away from winning this awful division. We're going to jump in here right now. Up 7. Stanford has the ball. Can they end it? Arizona State has all their timeouts. Safety coming in clutch, and they're going to penetrate. No, he's going to get out wide. There they go. Stanford gets a first down, but he's pushed out of bounds, so the game is not over. Clinton Peoples, they still have the 3 timeouts. At this point, though, a first down or a score wins it. Hand off to Peoples. He runs over a man and only gets 2. They're going to have to rely on a missed field goal here if you're Arizona State. Split back set, 2nd and 8. Handoff. No! Hawkins keeps it. He pushes. That's going to be a first down. Stanford coming in clutch. All you could hear for weeks is that they were washed, that they were not for real, but they get it done when it matters. They had 3 chances. They took 2 of them, as they are now going to drop to a knee. As we run this clock out, we always do watch just to make sure the game doesn't screw anybody over. As long as they kick this field goal through, they should be fine. Quote unquote should be. So 3rd and goal now. Arizona State will get it back with some sort of time left. They're going to run a real play now. From right hash, 3rd and goal, handoff to Peoples, reversing his field, and he stays out of the end zone so that they can run more time off the clock. Only a 4-second difference here. 4th and goal. Would Stanford go for it? No. So barring a hilarious miss, Stanford is going to win this division. Fourth and goal. Here we go. Potentially might take all of the time left off the clock. So we've got quite a few 3-loss teams now looking at CCG spots. So that obviously now it's a 10-point lead, so we go to the sim. And that is going to do it. Stanford gets it done. They win the Pac-12 South, and your Pac-12 championship will be Washington against Stanford, with a spot on the playoff on the line. Pac-12 won't be left out of the playoff this year. And we could be seeing a very sickos playoff with some of these teams coming in clutch here late in the year. We're down to one undefeated team left in the country. Down to Clemson. Of course, it's always Clemson. Just check out the Instagram post from yesterday. Bro, I can't speed up the presentation, otherwise the game will crash. I don't know what you want me to do. Clyde Starr, the SFA player, got himself a touchdown. Love to see that. And Arizona State, they were an early favorite in the year. Their playoffs are likely over with this loss. Well, yeah, they're 4 losses. They're toast. Clinton Peoples doing his thing. And on the defense, they got an interception here from Hubbard. Desmond Stryker, the #1 recruit from last season, getting himself 5 tackles. And for Arizona State, Ben Fountain, the transfer from Georgia Tech. They've just kind of choked this season away, I guess. Will Fountain now. And Ricky So, after announcing he's going into the transfer portal, gets 1 carry. Taco Fall, 1 catch. Rafa Hooker, 2 catches. Yeah, this team not utilizing their SFA talent well enough. Benjamin gets himself a sack 1 week after being a National Player of the Week, I believe. All right, that's going to do it for the game. Let me get my... Yeah, for some weird reason, Dogwater, on special teams, the clock never drains. I don't understand it. And that's not something I think that they can fix either. I just think it's... All right, last game, and now it has suddenly become a supremely important game. With Texas losing now, the winner of this game controls the division and their own destiny. And I believe for Texas A&M, actually, if they win this game, that they clinch the division. Oklahoma, it will still be, they'll still have another game to choke in Texas to survive. But for A&M, this is it. So JJedas, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive, and let's get a prediction going. As always, I don't do spreads or anything here, so it's who wins. Is it going to be Oklahoma, who was the preseason favorite to win the SEC, but they've kind of lost the faith of a lot of the nation with some struggle some struggling plays, some struggling wins, and the one obviously rough loss. And A&M struggling with injuries. Heads and give me the ball. Hey, we got some bits, Cryo. Let's go. I think that's the biggest bits we've ever had. I can only remember, I think, one time that we've had anyone do bits. And I think they did like 27, so. Cryo's a beast. Alright. By the time presentation's over, it will be in. Massive, massive game here. Likely who is going to face Alabama. I mean, Oklahoma's facing Alabama here in a couple of weeks, but Alabama is projected to win the other division, so. SEC on the line. And with the way things are headed, man, if some of these teams choke, we could see a couple 3-loss teams, 2 or 3 loss teams with byes. Remember, we put a lot of emphasis on the conference champions. If you win it, there's 6 auto bid champions, the top 4 auto bid champs will get a bye, and then the other 2 are guaranteed a home game regardless of their record in the first round. So there's massive, massive amounts on the line here. For Texas A&M, if they lose this game, unless they win out and beat Ohio State in dramatic fashion, like blowing them out, they're likely out of the playoffs. Oklahoma will still have a path, but they'll have to rely on a dogfight in the at-large. And now with all these losses at the very, very top, all of a sudden, it's very crowded for those at-large spots. Here we go, Kyle Field. Jay Jettis, what did you say? Did you say, I know you wanted the ball. Heads, give me the ball. All right. Terrell Remmers. Are we going to see Shaquille Wildgoose? I just hope we watch some of this game at the end, man. Let's go. Number 8 against number 12. Who is going to win it? Oklahoma starts out with a big touchdown, but A&M responds. It's Beavers versus Remmers, 2 of the best quarterbacks in the country, in some of the best skill positions in the world. Oklahoma extends the lead here on the road, but it's a tie ball game, folks. Here we go into the second half, 14-14. A&M takes the lead at home, but Oklahoma responds. We are 21-21 here in the fourth quarter. As a reminder, if you bet on this game, Oklahoma was a 3.5-point favorite, and the over-under was 65.5. We're only at 42. So defense is playing pretty well here, as we're going to go one possession at a time now. And we're going to go one play, as Beavers has the ball, and they have to punt it. Oklahoma now has their chance. Remmers again. Gilliam. 4th down. Todd Honey couldn't get it. So now A&M has the ball. A -3 for Beavers. 4th and 15 now. Let's watch it now. Let's watch the punt. See if Shaquille Wildgoose can do something. So Oklahoma is going to have the better chance here. Clock is running. Both teams have all their timeouts, so we're going to see some overtime here. Or is somebody going to clutch up? Is Oklahoma going to clutch up like we saw against Nebraska? Or against Oklahoma State? Here we go. Shaquille Wildgoose, the all-star freshman, can't do much with it. He only gets about 6. So a minute 39 for Oklahoma to go to work with one of the most explosive offenses in the country. In arguably SFA history. You got Terrell Remmers at quarterback. Gus McFeeters at running back. Todd Honey at tight end. Shaquille Wildgoose on the outside. You've got Cheddar Biscuits at fullback. Here's Remmers. They bring a blitz. He delivers over the middle and overthrows Wildgoose. Wildgoose in the slide. He had no one. And Remmers only thrown 11 completions today, 3 of which were touchdowns. Oh, Remmers, that, if you remember the overthrow against Texas to lose. They're going to bring another blitz here with the safety. It looks like they're showing blitz. They're going to hand it off, though, to the wide receiver. I'm not sure that was a good idea. Troy Smith doesn't do much. And A&M, man, they're calling a timeout now. They want the ball. Oh, the 12th man getting involved here. 3rd and 13. They're going to hand it off. Remmers keeps it, and he goes down. -4. A&M's defense. And remember, guys, A&M is at full strength on defense. Their injuries are at running back and right tackle. Those are the impact injuries that have everybody low on A&M. This is an A&M team who has wins over Texas. They have wins over Alabama. Can they get it done here against Oklahoma? Rex Beavers, the quarterback everybody doubted, the tight end in high school. Here he comes, Burley in the backfield as well. Percy Knox at the top of your screen. 1:24 from Glory. They roll out left with Beavers, and he's hit! But he gets the ball off. Oh my, Beavers. A massive hit. All right, 2nd and 10 now. Can this Oklahoma defense stand on their head? And remember, Wild Goose in the slot as well on defense. Got Streveler at linebacker. Throwing that deep, and it's dropped! Beavers put it right where it had to be, and the receiver couldn't hang on. Neither team wants this game. Unbelievable as A&M is somehow in this game. 3 of 12 on 3rd down. Who is going to step up? 3rd and 10. Just delayed handoff to Burley. He falls forward, but that is going to be, it looks like another punt. A&M fine with going to overtime. Oh, that was almost blocked. Wild Goose on the return. Shaquille, he runs over one, gets past the 20. So once again, Oklahoma has a chance. A minute left, 2 timeouts. All they need is a field goal. This game coming down to the absolute wire. The division on the line. Oklahoma, Remmers split backfield here. And at time's about to run out. He throws it, and it's picked off to no man's land. He was looking for Wild Goose. There goes A&M inside the 5. A&M takes over. It's Matt Love. Holy smokes. Holy Toledo. A&M could win this game. They're inside the 5. A massive mistake. Beavers to win the game. He's going to hand it off to Burley. He has room. No! Stopped. He was looking for Wild Goose. I don't know what that throw was. Beavers now 2nd and goal. Hands off. He keeps it. There goes Beavers. He falls forward and he stops short. Oklahoma now out of timeouts. Now the decision, do you score or do you run out the clock and kick the field goal and hope they don't yam it? 3rd and goal, Beavers up the gut. Burley, they take the touchdown. Oklahoma just gave it up. And they take the lead. All right, Remmers. That first drive they had it, he did nothing with it. Overthrow on Wild Goose and then 2 bad sacks. Then your first throw, the other drive, you throw a pick, almost a pick 6. Can Oklahoma somehow survive? Texas A&M is 47 seconds away from winning the division when coming into the day they were in 3rd place. Unbelievable. A Texas loss to LSU and an Oklahoma loss on the brink. OU. He's yamming it deep and almost picked again. Remmers, man, not having his best day. Only 11 completions. 41 seconds on the clock. They need a touchdown. Remmers. He has time again. He's yamming it deep again. And another tipped away. They're just taking shots now and sitting back on their heels. 35 seconds left now for Remmers. Man in motion. Terrell Remmers. Just dumps that off. There's Wild Goose in the drag route. First down, OU. There you go. Finding your best players. 1st and 10 now. They're hurrying it up. Got to watch where Shaquille Wild Goose is at all times. Dumping that one off. There's a catch for Blake Stratton. Coming back from the injury. He's having himself a good day today. Gets out of bounds. Clock stops. They are in yam range. Officially yamming range. 2nd and 2. Can they get closer? Remmers, he has all the time. Just dumps that one off behind the sticks. And Todd Honey runs over Troy Smith. I always get confused with that receiver. He's so big. I think it's Todd Honey, but it's not. All right, 1st and 10. 16 seconds left on the clock. They hurry it up. They snap it right away. Remmers dumps that off. No timeouts left. That was risky. Another 1st down. If you get tackled short of the line to gain, this game is pretty much over. They're just going to snap it here. So 7 seconds left. The same exact position as they were against Texas. 2 chances at the end zone from about the 35. They couldn't do it last time. He overthrew Wild Goose in the end zone. Can they do it again? A&M 7 seconds from winning the division. Remmers, he floats it. Open man! Caught by Wild Goose! 2 seconds on the clock! And an extra point away from sending us to OT. A coverage breakdown for A&M. And they're going for 2! OU wants the win! What is this call? Here we go. And timeout from A&M. Oh my God. No! They didn't like the look. So they decide to come out an extra point. Oh my God. They second guess themselves. So 2 seconds on the clock. It looks like we have some free football brewing on this already incredibly long BearCave stream. Two seconds left, and Beavers is just going to fall on it. Man, I wanted OU to go for that so badly. But they didn't like the look. But that means that they might go for it here in OT. All right, Jay Jettas, heads or tails, defense or offense? So Oklahoma finally gets it done. Come on, Jay Jettas. Get with the program, buddy. Heads. All right. And he doesn't win it. All right, here we go. Overtime for the division. Texas A&M was so close. Oklahoma will start with the ball. Man in motion. They're just going to hand it off to McFeeters. His first touch since we've been watching. Up over 100 yards. This A&M crowd is so silent compared to the end of that game. Only 3 down linemen now, split backs. 2nd and 5 here. Remmers, blitz, over the middle, Shaquille Wild Goose again. Shaquille Wild Goose is the reason we're here. The massive catch. If you remember to that Texas game, Remmers overthrew Wild Goose. He was open. He hit him this week. They're going to flip the play now. Remmers. He has some time. Floats that. Oh, that would have been the game. Tristan Cade had it. The pick six, and that was going to be it. Remmers lives to fight another down. Remmers floats it to the end zone. 2 men. Incomplete. 3rd and 10 now for Oklahoma. They can get a first down without a touchdown here. All their guys on that short side. Only 4-man rushing. He delivers a strike, and he caught it! Blake Stratton gives them the lead! Once again, the A&M defense choking when they needed him most. Where will this game turn? So now the pressure goes to A&M in Rex Beavers. A touchdown to send it to a second frame. Anything else in they lose and their playoff hopes are over. A&M floating it, first play, 2-on-1, it is caught! That's Percy Knox! 1 play and we got a tie game! He climbed the ladder and oh my! Beavers is a madman! Beavers to Percy. The short deep threat gets it done. 1-on-1 with, I believe, Sendejo. And now we immediately go to the other side. 1 play, 1 response. A&M has the ball again. Second OT. 1st and 10 now. Who needs a 99 overall running back when you have Beavers to Knox in the end zone? Victor Handy is, well, we always see him come up clutch. 35-35. We're threatening that over now. 1 score will, any touchdown will hit the over. So if you bet the over on this game, you've been sweating it out. You're likely going to hit. But 3rd and 1 now here for A&M. The defense has been so clutch for Oklahoma over the season, keeping them at 8-1. Beavers, 3rd and inches. They're going to hand it off to Burley up the middle. He breaks a tackle, falls forward to the 5. He's no Keith Ostrander, but look at him get the job done. 4 a carry, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Masterclass performance. Can A&M get it done? 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Going to hand it off to Burley. Goes to the outside, and he's stacked up. -3 on the carry. Jason Russell coming down from the slot there. My God, I'm so nervous. 2nd and goal now from the 9. Hand off the gut to Burley, and he's hit hard and goes down. 2 negative plays here as Jason Russell hits him again. 3rd and goal. That first drive was easy for A&M. The second one, not so much. They have to have it. It's going to be a screen pass. Burley gets the call. Streveler makes the tackle. A&M has to settle for a field goal in the second OT. To push it to a 3-point lead here for A&M. Left hash about a 25-yarder, and it's good. So Oklahoma now is forced to respond. A touchdown wins the game. A field goal sends us to a 3rd frame, and anything else, and A&M wins the division. They fake the handoff. Remmers, he has time. He's floating that to the corner, and it's caught by Lawrence Harris. 1st down. Oklahoma is in business. When you see Remmers throw it to the boundary, you get scared. 1st and 10 here. Heartbreak for Jay Jettas or Skook. Who's it going to be? Man in motion. Crown the line. Triple option. McFeeters! Oh, McFeeters had some room. It's a 3-point win. There's no extra point. It'll be a walk-off. So, yeah, it would be a no cover. 2nd and 6 to win the game. They're 7 yards away. Corner blitz. Dumps that off. There it is! Todd Honey, the BearCave reward player, walks it off. And Oklahoma survives yet again! An end-off game. Hail Mary to tie and double OT to win it all. OU continues to prove the doubters wrong as A&M drops to 3 losses. They had it. They had the division 7 seconds away. But Wild Goose took it away. Unbelievable finish. Todd Honey, who we not seen hardly at all year. Holy cow. What a finish. And what a BearCave stream. So many upsets, over-delivering. So now Oklahoma controls their own destiny. They got to beat Alabama, though. So Texas could still easily win this division. Texas not out of it. And rightfully so, that's an instant classic. All right, let's see what happened here. McFeeters, a massive play. Percy Knox. Percy Knox again. What a game from Percy. But Wild Goose, too tough there with 1 second left. Oh, man, dude, that Percy Knox catch, I thought that was it. And OU proving that they didn't need to do that 2-point conversion in Remmers. That one interception was incredibly costly, but turned out okay. McFeeters over 100. And this is just one of those cases where when you have the talent, you can suffer some of those awful mistakes and still be okay. And they're living proof. They're 9-1. 7 points away from Texas. They control their own destiny now. And what's wild is we actually might get Oklahoma versus Alabama in week 14 and then immediately again in the playoff for a bye on the line. That's wild. So that scenario now is pretty likely at this point, as Beavers, he had 3 touchdowns. He did everything he had to do, just except getting that touchdown at the end, obviously. They trusted Burley 3 times in a row with goal to go, and it just didn't work. Percy Knox, an incredible game. Best game of his career. Defense just couldn't get that one last pick. They dropped 2 in that first overtime frame. That's what I'm going to come back to probably. But 41-38, a big-time win here for Oklahoma. Holy Toledo. All right, let's get my players of the game. And as always, before we head out of here on BearCave, I'm going to preview next week. And just an FYI, this next week, any game previews and everything will not have the correct rankings because I have to get them all before rankings are due and all that stuff. So let's go through it. Let's make sure that we all the games are sim besides game day. Perfect. And then week 13 now, we've got a big one between A&M and Arizona. And honestly, like A&M, if there's a 9-3 team, they have some of the best wins in the country. If they beat Arizona and Ohio State, it'll be tough to keep them out at 9-3. So all is not lost, but that becomes a must-win next week. South Carolina, Tennessee, USC, Western Kentucky, Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, they have to beat Auburn. Missouri, Coach Tribe. And I'm sorry, Tribe, but that's going to be a game where we take it out on you, our frustrations. See if there's any other massive games. I mean, Texas against Mississippi State now is a huge game. They have to win the rest of these. This could be a sneaky tough game for Iowa State, who now controls their own destiny in the division with Arkansas and Nebraska losing. Cincinnati, man, they now got to make a statement. Baylor needs to keep winning, and this game is going to decide the division, likely. If Rutgers wins and then Rutgers loses to Cincinnati, there's some crazy scenario, but Army has the chance there. Clemson are on one undefeated team remaining. And you got Michigan. How will they respond against Notre Dame? Georgia Southern and Coastal is a massive game. This game is for the division. Holy smokes, so many games here. Alabama, Georgia, that's a big one. Georgia could still win this division, oddly enough. And obviously bowl eligibility on the line. And this is two really sneaky good teams facing off there. Minnesota, Penn State, this is a massive game. Michigan State, if they get an upset, breathes life back into Michigan. Navy must win for bowl eligibility. And this will be a fun one. Florida, UCF. BYU, ooh, this is another good one. Arkansas, BYU. Hey, you know, I have seen some crazier things today, so... Oklahoma got, like, none of the vote? What was that? Why is nobody picking Oklahoma? I thought they'd be the favorite. All right, folks. Well, that is going to do it. A incredibly long Bear Cave. I was hoping to get done with everything earlier so I'd have more time to get stuff done. But, of course, Bear Cave wanted to be 2 hours. Sheesh. All right, folks. I'll see you guys back here in about 5 to 10 minutes for game day. We've got Charlotte and... Western Kentucky with the division on the line. So I'm going to go to the bathroom, eat, and get a snack. I got to check in for my flight, and then we'll be good to go. So I'll see you guys all in a couple minutes. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for the subs or the bits and all that fun stuff. And peace. We'll see you in a couple minutes.